Arizona deal. They're taking both cars.
I hope. Hopefully, I'm going to be down there for that. I don't know.
I'm sure that you will. Yeah, I'm sure you will. So,
if it's during the winter, we're better to be than Arizona.
I guess you're right. Yeah. I mean,
it's raining like crazy out here right now, and I can't wait for Saturday to go. I'm out of here.
Oh man, see that's something else too. We left here; it was just pouring down rain. We land in Fresno; it's 85 degrees.
Don't you love that? It was the same last year too.
Yeah, just beautiful weather the whole time we're there, and we're getting on the plane, and we're like, oh God, we're going back to the PNW. It's gonna be soaking wet.
Yeah,
we land. It was 78 degrees, really beautiful.
Nice.
I mean,
it was just like California.
Well, it was. I'll tell you, flying in, looking over the volcanoes coming in, Jefferson and Hood and the Three Sisters, and just completely clear. It was the most beautiful I've ever seen it. Looking down on those as we came in that way, and incredible. And I'm thinking, I've never seen it like this. It was awesome. So it was good to come home to that weather. Now we're back to traditional Pacific Northwest.
We're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches.
Well, I was talking. Rick Wyatt stopped in today and was telling me that he was
How's
watching
he doing?
the news. Good. He's doing good.
Hey, Rick, if you're listening.
He said there's I want to say, don't quote me on this. I want to say it was coming in from China.
China?
A front.
What?
Yes. They're sending us.
Wow, he's got you on a... What?
No. Maybe it was Japan.
I'm going to check this out.
So,
right now.
listen.
I would go with
this out.
Japan, maybe.
So, okay, we'll say Japan. To be safe. I'm pretty sure it was Japan. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, it's one of those foreign countries. They're sending us a weather front. It's 5,000 miles long.
How much does that cost?
It's
to
free.
send a weather
They're
front.
donating it. They're donating it. As a peace offering. It's 5,000 miles long, and they were saying that we're supposed to get some like 8 to some god-awful amount of inches. Feet. We're gonna seriously. Unbelievable. So I'm hoping we don't get...
I saw that. It is all the way across the Pacific, and I believe it comes from the Japan area.
Here it is. It says, the big dark is here as first of 3 storms rolls into the northwest stretch of trans-Pacific moisture.
I'm not a big fan.
Trans-Pacific.
I am not a fan.
I'm headed south.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
You're a jerk.
They're coming from China to the Pacific Northwest.
See?
Wow.
See?
You said see?
That's Spanish.
See?
So
they don't speak that in China.
It's ni hao.
Ni hao.
Shishi.
Arigato.
So, it's gone all to hell already.
Oh, we're off the hook.
I want to talk about something I thought was kind of funny that happened down at the Bud Nationals. So I was telling Dom and everybody, hey, we haven't done it yet. It was night 2. Let's go down here to turns 3 and 4. Let's stand here and watch the race. This is great. You got to come check it out.
For which race?
Sport Mods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we did it last year. Remember we saw the 4 wide for 7 laps, and so we're down there. We're watching the sport, and we watched the hobby stock race down there too.
That was a lot of fun.
Fantastic! These guys are scraping the right rear on the wall through turns 3 and 4, sparks flying, and they're like from me to you, they're 5 feet from us, just doing it. I mean, they were racing. So we're in the sport. We're at the end of the hobby stock.
Yep.
And we're standing there and we're talking, and I hear this whistle. I hear this. It's like I know that sound. I hear this crazy bird whistle type deal, and I'm like, turbo. So I start looking around, like, what the heck, And I hear it again, and I look over my right shoulder, and up on that big ramp in turn 1,
right?
There's Kevin Roberts and his wife. They're up there, and they're looking down. They're waving, We're like, hey, there's Kevin and Nancy. Let's get up there. So we went up there and we watched the race with them, most of the sport mod race. And I told him, he goes, okay. He goes, who's going to win this? And I said, I'd watch that 40 of Spain Howard. That'd be the guy that I'd watch. He goes, that 3 car looked awful fast, and he's starting up front. And I said, yeah, 3 car is real fast. That sport mod race, again, no doubt about it,
down, huh?
probably the best race of the weekend.
Yeah.
5, 6 guys battling for the lead, 3 wide, swapping spots, and Spain Howard was stuck in third, could not get by the second place car, which was it that 20 car?
I believe it was. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was.
I can't remember the guy's name, but it was, we're talking an incredible race, and with about 5, 6 laps to go, Spain Howard had been working the bottom and slides in front of Schweitzer for the lead in the 3 car and won it. But that race, I think, again, had everybody on their feet. I don't know what it is about those sport mods there, but man, that is a show.
Yeah.
And our sport mod guys, tough weekend for both of them,
Yeah.
for Cruzy and Frisbee. Valiant effort by both of them. It's a different ball game down there with the sport mods.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of sport mods.
There's a lot of them for
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And there weren't many that were slow.
Yeah.
I mean, not that our guys were slow. They were competitive, but when you're in the C main and you got to try to race your way to the feature,
Yeah.
this is how competitive it is. Cruzy got in a it was like lap 1 or 2 or 3. I didn't see exactly when I talked to him about this when I saw him the other day. There was an incident coming out of turn 4. It was a big old cluster of cars, and there was for the first time they used I'd never seen it before at the Bud Nationals, a pace car, which was a truck. Well, I didn't see what had happened, and talking with Lauren, I got a better understanding of what and how. So they're all racing. There's a caution out, and everybody's slowing down. They come out of turn 4, and the pace truck pulls on in front of the crowd.
I heard something about that.
Everybody checked up. Well, I guess Lauren got into the side of a car, and there was didn't look like any damage to Lauren's car. So I'm thinking, I didn't see all that. I just saw him pulling off.
Right.
We weren't calling that race. So I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? Why is he pulling off? It doesn't look like there's any damage anywhere. And from what I understand, they told him over the race here to leave the track. I guess it was a DQ type situation for whatever it was.
For hitting the car next to him?
Yes.
Under checking up.
Yes,
get
because he got
cautioned
it right. But when that pace truck pulled on, and it wasn't like cars were single file. There were still 3 and 4 wide, slowing down. It was like this cluster of cars. It was a mess waiting to happen. Unfortunately, Lauren was part of it. It sucks for him because it ended his weekend.
Oh, wow.
Frisbee was in the same C main. This is how competitive that race is, and he was fast. I mean, Frisbee was really good in the corners. Just didn't look like he had quite enough drive on the straightaways. They took the top 10 out of the C, and I think Frisbee missed it by 1.
Wow.
And there was like 20 or 22 cars in the C main. It was
and Cruzy got DQ'd for
that. Yeah, for
a door slapper.
I guess what they called rough driving. I don't know exactly. He's still kind of confused on it.
Yeah.
Either way, it sucks because
that sucks.
And just so you know, in California, they don't have California restarts.
They do Delaware.
Hey, you know what? I want to back up a little bit because at Roseville, we had a race right previous to our race. Have you guys ever seen the skid car races?
Yes.
The what?
We had skid car races.
We had those in
what is that?
in Southern California.
4 bangers with the rear wheels with a wheel with a steel plate welded on the wheel and chained into position so it can't roll and flop over. So you got front wheel drive and skid plates on the rear.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, and it's a fairly steep bank track. I don't know what the degrees are, but entertaining. Oh my gosh, it's everything those guys can do to keep them going straight. I mean, they got to have some speed to keep it from the back end from falling down to the infield, and too much speed puts them up into the wall,
yeah.
and I mean they spin out easy.
Oh,
and they can
man.
just sit there and woo, woo, woo.
How many laps?
Oh, I don't remember. It was leading up to our race, so I caught part of it and then headed to the pits to get ready for our race. But
Wow.
I know they ran those in Irwindale quite a bit in Southern California.
Yeah.
You had to buy the plates from the track.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
You had to buy the special plates because you didn't want to destroy the asphalt.
yeah.
And, I had a buddy that raced it. He just said it was so much fun.
Oh, it looked like a hoot, man. Dude, listen to the crowd. It was pure entertainment. It was pure. It was fun to watch what little I saw of it. But I've seen it on YouTube, and I thought, well, that'd be cool to see sometime. And boom, there they are.
I remember him saying if somebody clips your quarter, you got to keep throttling through.
Yeah, the leaders, 2 of the guys actually out of McAnally's camp.
Did they do it?
They did it, and they were leading and ended up doing something. What I got a visual of Joey Tanner and Daly doing is they took each other out, and it was a racing deal again, But Alex and John were up front, and
what fun!
Yeah, so
very cool.
Oh yeah, it was way cool.
Yeah. So your season, I want to talk more about what you're doing, Warren, because you've got some pretty cool things going on.
I got.
See, this is what scares me. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen.
Don't make my head too big here.
Are we going to see much of you at Moxie next year?
At this point, I don't know. I'm hoping that the Vanderwalls can can obtain some funding and continue this on with the ARCA or the East or even the West again, because Cody's only 16, he can't run the big tracks. So there's still a lot in the air. So, you know what? I've been since August 12th. I've been going through this almost on a daily basis, not knowing what the next day is doing. You know,
well, that's part of that world, though.
It is, and I've only been home not very many days since then either. But at this point, I don't know. I wish I did know.
You just said something I didn't know. Cody Vanderwall is 16 years old. What's they don't let him run as bigger than a certain size track?
You can't. You got to be 18 to run the super speedways, Talladega, Daytona.
Right.
You know, they run the road courses and the. I don't know what the biggest track they can run is. Probably the 3/4. I'm imagining.
Yeah, like Richmond.
Anything bigger than that, they.
Okay. I didn't know that was a rule. I just thought if you had an NASCAR license, you could do it. But
no.
Okay.
You have to be 18.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're looking at you've been working with Mac and not Mac and you've been working with the Vanderwalls and
Jason
and Herschel McGriff.
Right, and Herschel. So Herschel's deal is totally separate from all this other.
Well, Herschel's got something interesting coming up. I kind of want to talk about that. I know it's asphalt stuff, but it's pretty cool because he's from the Northwest, and we can talk about him.
A lot of people recognize the name,
sure.
Either from him or his dad, and his dad's actually going to run a race, I believe, this year.
142 years old, still driving.
He did a race when he was 85.
Yeah,
and I believe that don't quote me.
Was the record?
And that was the record then. And he's going to run a race this year as a 90-year-old.
Shut up! Wow. He's 90.
He's 90,
and he's going to run.
You wouldn't know it to stand there and talk to the guy. The guy's
his appearance hasn't changed in 40 years.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
heck of a nice guy, man. He's a super great guy. He actually has his Parks Corporation Winston Cup car in his garage at his house, and all this memorabilia on the wall, and very dialed in.
Epoxy
floor.
I'm sure it looks like a museum.
It kind of does.
McGriff Jr.
But Herschel Jr. Jason and I went from Sacramento in between working on Cody's car. We flew down for 3 days to Tucson to help Junior finish getting the body mounted and everything as much as we could and get it ready for powder coat. But he's building a late model. Or let me phrase this right. Oh my gosh. Outlaw. Thank you. Outlaw late model wedge.
Asphalt style.
Okay,
this isn't the dirt cars that we're normally used to. When we say outlaw late models with a wedge nose.
Right. This is asphalt, and the thing is anywhere you go in the asphalt world, you got your late models and your super late models.
Right.
Well, average Joe and I can't even decipher between the two of them sometimes myself.
They look so much alike.
Now, the late models run, if I get this backwards, I apologize, but the late models run an 8-inch slick with big coil springs, and the super late models run an 11-inch slick with coilovers.
Okay.
Is the big difference.
Right.
But you can't see that by appearance. So what John, the owner of Tucson Speedway, and Herschel McGriff have come up with is building these prototypes to get people to build these outlaw late model wedge cars.
Now, I saw a picture that you posted. I think it was you that posted it.
Yeah.
So these are the cars that
Fleet goes everywhere.
Yeah. These are the cars that look very similar to what they do like up in Michigan, the Kalamazoo area, and that super late model outlaw deal they run up there. These are cool-looking race cars.
They are.
Their appearance hasn't changed in 25 years. They've got that old-school 80s outlaw look that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking asphalt cars, I think they're the coolest asphalt cars around.
8-inch spoiler. It's going to be...
A lot of dish on the deck to get that downforce in the car.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think there's a lot of dish on the deck on these, but... It's NASCAR sanctioned, so it's probably not going to be quite like you're envisioning.
But a lot of the stuff like we saw Randy Sweet run in the late '80s.
Yeah,
kind of that car.
Kind of that.
Those are cool looking race cars.
Yeah. So I'm taking off Saturday. Now those cars debut on the 28th of this month at Tucson Speedway.
And you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there. I'm going down. I leave day after tomorrow for Tucson to go down and help get everything put back together. And he just got his tranny from Tex today, and the motor's almost done. And everything's coming together. But
that's asphalt racing that I can watch.
Yeah,
I can watch that.
Oh man, if you haven't been to Tucson Speedway,
I've never been there.
Oh my gosh, that place is so much fun. We used to go down there and do